guys, welcome to my channel. I haven't properly introduced myself since I posted only one video, but this is my second video and I thought I just I should do a little introduction. So yeah, my name is Shannon and I am currently a student in China, and I'm in China right now. And for this vlog, I wanted to post my travel vlog basically. Yeah, so during the winter vacation I went to another city here in China to spend winter holiday. And yeah, this was before the whole coronavirus thing happened. So yeah, I got there before, like a few days before this whole outbreak began here, and I was basically stuck there for about 9 weeks. The holiday was actually supposed to be just 3 weeks, but due to the coronavirus, yeah, I couldn't come back. Well, I could have, but it was like scary to travel during that time. So on my way back I decided to vlog on my way back. So yeah, this video is going to be a vlog about how I traveled from Xi'an back to Shanghai, where I am right now. So yeah, if you don't know where Xi'an is, I'll just put a map here probably. So yeah, so you can see like where Xi'an is and where Shanghai is, and how far I had to travel to come back, and how scary it was. I mean, yeah, to travel during this time is really scary. Yeah, and even to come back I had to, like, you know, ask permission from the school before I could travel back, because no one was allowed to, is still not allowed to come back to school from like those students that went back home to their countries. They're not allowed to come back to school yet, but the ones that traveled within China, yeah, they allowed us to travel back to school. But in order to come back we have to ask permission from the school before they would let us back. I mean, we were allowed to even travel back to Shanghai or back to school. So yeah, so I had to ask permission from my captain, and then actually I asked permission to come back like 2 weeks after school started, and then he said okay. So I bought my ticket. My plane ticket to come back, because it's much I don't know, I felt like it was safer to travel by plane, and because it was faster. It's like to travel by plane from Xi'an to Shanghai is like only 2 hours, but to travel by railway station or by fast train is like 7 hours. That's by fast train, and to get on slow train is like 17 or more hours. So yeah, when I went there I actually got on the fast train, and yeah, to come back I decided to get on a plane, to get a plane ticket, because it'll be safer and faster, and like, you know, there wouldn't be a higher risk of, you know, getting the coronavirus while I was traveling back. So yeah, I decided to get a plane ticket. And then one day, I think, yeah, one day before, the day before I was supposed to travel back, the captain said, oh, the school hasn't confirmed that you're allowed to come back yet, so you have to cancel your ticket. And me, I actually bought the cheaper ticket, and like that cheaper ticket, like if you were to get a refund, like apply for a refund or like cancel your ticket, you still have to pay a refund fee for that. And even though I canceled like more than 24 hours before the flight, yeah, there was a refund fee, so I wasted money for that. And yeah, I was stressed because I actually saved up a lot during this like coronavirus outbreak situation, like because we didn't like go anywhere, like, you know, well, we as in me and my boyfriend, we didn't go anywhere, like we just stayed indoors for like the whole time. We didn't even like, we wanted to go skiing and all that, but you know, shit happened. I mean, yeah, so yeah, we were just indoors the whole time. It was so depressing, but at least I saved a lot of money. And if you know me, I'm not good at saving money, and that time I actually saved a lot. And then when I like canceled my ticket and then that refund fee, and then it's so depressing. Yeah, it was stressful for me, so I have to cancel my ticket. And then the next day he said, oh, you guys are allowed to come back to school now. So I'm like, okay. I wanted to buy the ticket, but then I was like, wait, I should ask him first, like, is it confirmed like to come back? And he's like, no, just wait until I give the final confirmation. So yeah, after that, like just that same afternoon, like a few hours after that, he actually replied and he's like, okay, you guys can buy a ticket to come back now. So I'm like, okay. And then I bought my ticket again. I stayed there for another week, and then I actually bought another plane ticket, and then everything was fine, you know, coming up to that day before I was meant to travel. And 2 days before that scheduled flight, my second flight that I bought, the airline actually canceled the ticket. So yeah, they canceled the flight because of, like, you know, health and safety reasons, blah blah blah. They canceled it themselves, and I thought I was gonna get like the full refund back. But that second ticket, I also bought the cheapest one, and for that one there was also a refund fee. And so yeah, I wasted money again from that refund fee for the second ticket, and that got me even more stressed. I was like, I'm just gonna stay back until the next allowance, my next allowance comes in, because excuse me, that's not corona, by the way. Yeah, I was like, do I even have enough money to buy another ticket? Because they only gave me 20 yuan back, that's like 10 kina, for the flight insurance, I think. Like, and I'm like, is this it? Is this it? Oh my gosh, I was so stressed. And then yeah, and then they sent another message saying like, oh, the refund's gonna be refunded back to you before April 8th or 9th. That's what they said. And I was like, did I just waste all that money and just got 20 yuan back? That's not even like 50% or even 75% of the whole ticket, like of what I paid for the ticket. And then, but thank goodness I saved money, and yeah, I had like enough to pay for another ticket. So I called those the travel agent, the airline, and I asked them, like, you know, do you have any more flights on that day? Because I told my captain that they canceled the flight, and he said you have to get another ticket for that same day, because they wanted me to travel back on the same day and go through the whole quarantine and whatever, like here back in school. So I asked the airline, I called the airline company, and I asked them, like, is there another flight on that same day, so I wouldn't have to like have to pay for a refund, and like the money for that ticket would actually go to that other flight for that same day. And they said no, there's no other flight on the same day. And I was like, oh yeah, it was really stressful. And then like so I told my captain about it, and then he's like, if you were to change to the same airline like for the flight for the next day, they would probably have the same, like, you know, they would probably cancel the flight again, so try change airlines. And then I was like, by then I was like already like, you know, giving up of like I should just stay back and wait, like, you know, just wait for this whole coronavirus thing to settle down and then like come back, because you know those flights were getting canceled, and I was scared if I get another ticket they would also cancel, and then I would have to pay bleh, I would have to pay like a refund fee again. And by that time I was just like almost giving up. And then I decided to actually like try getting a railway ticket instead, and that's like 7 hours, and the train doesn't go from like point A to point B with all the passengers inside. They stop in between, and these stops, like they stop like in other cities and provinces. Like we had to pass 2 other provinces, yeah. And yeah, obviously like people would have to get off at some point, and some other people would get on, and that would even be more risky. So like, but I had no other choice, you know. And I don't think they would even like cancel the trains, because you know it's a train, like, would they? So yeah, I decided to get a train ticket, and I told my captain, and he's like, okay, try and get the train ticket. So yeah, so I got the train ticket, and he's like, how many hours is it gonna be? I'm like, 7 hours. So it's like, okay, but it was gonna be arriving at Shanghai like the same time as the flight that I initially bought. I bought the ticket for the train instead, for the railway ticket instead. And then yeah, that was 2 days before the date that I was supposed to come back to school. So yeah, it was really stressful, and yeah, I was scared, like, you know, I might get infected on the way back, like especially getting on the train and being on the train for that long. They didn't end up like canceling the train tickets. I was like, thank goodness. And yeah, when the day came, like you know, like I was like getting prepared to like come back, like, you know, packing all my stuff. And then I even told my boyfriend to buy like the masks, like a mask and like gloves, and I even told him to buy a what do you call it, a raincoat. But then he didn't buy it. He only bought me the N95 mask, but yeah, that was like the best, so at least. So the next day, like, we traveled, like we went, like, traveled from where we stayed to the railway station. And yeah, so now I'm just gonna let like you guys watch the whole video of like how I traveled from Xi'an to Shanghai. And yeah, throughout the video, like I'll explain like the processes that I had to go through at the like from the apartment to even getting a taxi to getting to the railway station. And even like the whole process was like longer than what we usually go through when we're traveling here. So yeah, you're gonna watch that in the rest of this video. So we are leaving Xi'an right now. We're in that taxi to go to the railway station. And even to get on the taxi, you have to scan the code, and then the driver has to see like if you're actually living in that place and you haven't been to in the last how many days or so. And yeah, then he has to like call some people up and confirm and blah blah blah. And then they have to fill out the form on the car while we were in the car. like put your name and your passport number and your phone number and everything, so they know that they can keep track. I guess just to make sure, people that are getting on and moving about on from where like the epicenter is here. So yeah. So I'm at the train station right now, and just to get into the train station is even like complicated because we had to like go through the entrance, and then they had to like check your passport, check what country you came from, and probably check if that country has like, people that have like a lot of cases, I guess. And then when I came through that, they had to check everything, and then we had to fill out a form, just like how the taxi driver had to fill out a form with a number and passport and your name and everything. So we had to do that again when I came into the train station. And then after that, I came up to the departure platform, and now I'm waiting for my train. So lucky I came early this time. I'm usually late, but lucky this time I'm early. So if I had come late, it would have taken a lot of time to go through all that. And thank goodness I came early today. So yeah. Now I'm just waiting for my train, and it's about to leave soon. Well, not soon, in 1 hour. But yeah, so far so good. I'm not even gonna go to the toilet. So just sit here until I get dinner time. So yeah, I think 4 more hours to go. And yeah, since I got on the train, I'm taking my temperature, asking me questions like, have you been in that country, or have you been out of that country? Like, how long were you in Xi'an, when got on the train and whatnot. And yeah, check my temperature twice already. It's normal. And forward to getting back to school, but then I have to be in quarantine in a building next to the school, next to the dorm for 15 days. So yeah, I'm gonna be by myself. Definitely. And if you know me, I'm a skeptic. So yeah. So like the whole thing, like, it was scary. I was scared of traveling. And even like when we got to the train station, there was like not a lot of people who was traveling during that time. Like it was just after the peak of like a whole coronavirus situation here in China, and there was not a lot of people. There were some people traveling, but not as many as there would normally be. And yeah, so we got like, you know, got to the train station and everything, and like, you know, I was even scared of like touching anything in the taxi, even on the way to the railway station, or even touching anything at the railway station. Like it was scary because the whole time we were just indoors, and just like I only came out like 1, 2, 3 times during that whole 9 weeks. I only came out of the apartment building like 3 times, like, and that was only to like go to the shop and buy like food and stuff. The only like 1 week before I left to come back here, like I got so pale, and like I even lost weight during that whole time. I didn't even realize it. I don't know if because it was because of depression or thinking too much or not eating right or not working out or yeah, but I actually lost weight and I didn't know. until I came back to school, and then I was at quarantine for 2 weeks. That's gonna be another video. And yeah, for 2 weeks I was in quarantine, and I just realized that I actually lost weight. Like, I had hip dips, and my butt also shrinked. Yeah, whatever the word is. Yeah, and yeah, I just realized that I actually went skinny, and I didn't weigh myself, but just from looking at myself, I was like, no, this is not gonna work. I was like, I have to go back. Like, after quarantine, I have to go back and go back to the gym and eat more, and like, you know, just get my body back into the shape that it was before this whole thing happened. So yeah, it was scary, like getting like the whole train ride. Like, whew, I was the only foreigner in that railway station, like waiting for my train. I was looking around like, is there any other foreigners? Like, is there anyone else here? But no, I was the only one, and the only black person there too. And I was like, shit. But anyways, I had faith in God that he would, like, you know, take care of me the whole time. Like, you know, I was like, you know, just like praying and just hoping that nothing would happen. And like, yeah, I actually waited at the train station for like 2 hours, yeah, before my train left. And then like, once you got on the train, like, you know, they had to like there was like, you know, they were like, I was the only foreigner in the train also, so like, I was scared. But yeah, like, there was nothing. I realized that like, once I got on the train, like once I got to the rail station and even into the train, like, there was really nothing to be worried about. Like they just like went on like the normal procedures and whatnot. And like, the only thing was that like, they had to like separate us, like when like there wasn't even a lot of people on the train, so like they had to like separate us, like one person, and then like after 2 seats another person, and so forth. So they actually, like, my initial seat was like 2 seats before the front seats, and then like before we actually like left the Xi'an, the, you know, the train stewardess, whatever you call them, yeah, they were like, you know, separating us, like one, like, you know, after 2 seats there'll be like 1 or 2 people and so forth. And then the whole time, like before we left, they took like our temperature, and then after that they kept on like checking our temperature the whole way, like till we got to Shanghai. I think 4 or 5 times in total. And they actually like they actually moved me to the front of the car, and like, actually, like, I was happy because there was like more space to like move my feet and like move my legs and everything. And yeah, like after that I wasn't that scared. I was like, okay, everything's going fine and everything. So yeah, and then like I knew that my captain was going to come and pick me up from the railway station, so I wasn't worrying about like how I would go from that railway station back to school and all that. Like, you know, they're doing like checks like everywhere, even if you get on the train, even if you get on the plane, even if you get on the taxi, the metro, the buses, everything. They're literally like check your temperature, or if you're a foreigner, they'll like check your passport, check where you've been for the past 2 weeks or so. If you've been in Wuhan, you're gonna get in trouble. And yeah, like everybody was wearing masks and everything, like, you know, they're like basically checks everywhere. Like, even though, like, you know, the transport and everything was back running and stuff, like, you know, they did everything they could, and they still are. So they did everything they could to, like, you know, prevent the spread of the virus. And yeah, that was actually before the Wuhan lockdown was like lifted in April 8th, I believe. So yeah, actually came back on March 22nd, and yeah, so when I came back, I had to go through quarantine for 2 weeks. So yeah, thank you for watching, and if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel to watch how I went through quarantine and my whole COVID-19 experience while living in China as a foreigner. Yeah, just expect more.